Hello, cows! Look at all the cows! What is up, everybody? That guy needs a new blinker relay because those are not working correctly. That is way too quick. So I'm gonna preface this right now. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. If you have any interest in F1 and you haven't watched the race from Hungary today, as I'm filming it, tomorrow when you'll see this video, and whatever. If you haven't seen that video, or if you haven't seen that video, haven't seen that race, oh god, we're gonna do this, aren't we? Go watch that. Do not yell at me. Spoilers have been told. You have now had warning. So we're going to talk about the absolute mayhem that was turn one of the Hungary Grand Prix, which for a second week in a row, Red Bull gets absolutely dicked, and Mercedes, I'm going to say 50% came out on top of that. I mean, obviously they came out on top in general because we'll get to that. But Red Bull is just having the worst luck right now. I cannot stand people who just ride their brakes constantly. If you didn't see, what's his name? Bottas got a horrible start. It was for the only lap of the whole race. It was wet, so they're all on wet tires, and you know, he got a horrible start, got passed by Norris, and then misjudged his braking, rear-ended Norris, which sent Norris into the side of Verstappen, which also sent Bottas into the side of Perez, which also sent you know, everyone within 4 feet of each other, first turn of a race on slick, you know, greasy racetrack. Of course, it's just going to be chaos. But the whole thing, you know, Bottas hit Lando Norris, which made, he ended up going into Perez. And then you had all that happening in front of Leclerc, who had Stroll cut off to the inside, hit the grass, and then smash him. You had Perez ended up leaving the race with, I think, engine trouble or something like that, which is not going to be good because they're only allotted a certain number of engines per season, so that's going to be, you know, a problem at the end of the year. Plus, for his second race of the year, all of the damage that Red Bull has to fix. You know, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on top of the millions of dollars that they spent to rebuild that car already. You know, the floor, the sideboards, the front wing, you know, whatever else was cracked or broken on that car. Is just the amount of money. Oh my god. Mind you, my speedo's wrong. We're going 25 right now on a 35-mile-an-hour road, and they're still just holding the brakes. And then after that, there's not really much to talk about for that race. I mean, you know, you had some funny pit stop stuff where you had everyone pitting because, again, like I said, the only lap of the race that was wet was the first one. Every lap after that was dry, so no one needed to be on the wet tires, so everyone stopped. Which that kind of made the race semi-exciting because you had, you know, Hamilton, who didn't stop, so he got screwed because he ended up going to the back of the pack. You had Verstappen in the back of the pack because obviously, you know, he got hit and was slow and whatever just because of the damage, so he didn't have the full top end speed and downforce that you normally expect on an F1 car, so he was slower than everyone. You had Esteban Ocon actually win a race, his first F1 win ever, his first win since like 2000, I think they said 2015 or 2016, in like F2 or GP2 or something like that, a completely different series. So awesome for him. Doggy. Hi, get out of the road. Don't follow me, just get out of the road. Yeah, good boy. just hanging out or whatever. It's a great view. Oh, and I forgot, we're trying out Super View today. So tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't. Instead of 4K wide, 60, we're doing 2.7K Super View 60. So tell me what you think about it, if you like it, or should I go back to wide? I don't know, whatever. We're trying that. I completely forgot, sorry. But so you had Esteban Ocon win, you had Sebastian Vettel come in second, which, you know, good for Aston Martin and Vettel for having some speed and being able to keep that pace, because they were massively in front of everyone else for the longest time. You had the Williams running up in the top. I think at one point they had 3 and 7, which, that's crazy for the Williams, who are struggling to get points. But I think they're going to be like, they're going to be ahead of Haas and Alfa Romeo in the Constructors' Championship, so that's good for them. I mean, that was a really good race for Latifi and Russell to be up in the top. I think they finished like 8th and 9th, I want to say. So that's really cool for them. It was a crazy race. I mean, for what F1 constitutes a crazy race? I mean, hi horsey! Oh, look, he stuck his tongue out. He waved back with his tongue. Seen all the animals, cows, puppies, horses, and then inevitably the Mercedes, and just the absolute hilarious more speed than it has in everyone else. Ended up finishing 3rd. Almost finished, like, if he didn't get held up for like 2 or 3 laps by Alonso, he would have ended up winning the race. No matter, he started dead fucking last and still almost won, because F1 is just that uncompetitive. I don't know how you want to say it. As much as I like F1 for the like speed and the money in it, and the hilarious engineering that those cars are, to be able to go that fast around corners, it's a very boring sport. Because every track you go to, all they talk about is, oh, this track's really hard to pass on. Oh, it's gonna be a, you know, it's gonna be a hard track to pass. It's every single track. And I know next year they introduced a new car with bigger rims and smaller tires, and to try and create better racing and less of this like where you qualify is where you finish kind of racing. But I still don't think it's gonna be It's still not going to be what, you know, the most competitive wheel-to-wheel racing series ever. But it's just pretty sad when you watch somebody, you know, like Lewis Hamilton, who he pitted after everyone else, so he was dead last. He pitted again to put on softs and still ended up catching and passing everyone to 3rd place. Of course, you had a lot of the, you know, Sergio Perez out. So there's a, you know, big competitor. Charles Leclerc has been doing really good this year. Out, big competitor. Verstappen with a bunch of damage. Out, big competitor. Bottas out. Lando Norris out. You know, there's 3rd, 4th, 5th. I think even 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th in the points or something like that. All of those people all got, you know, crashed out in the 1st corner. That's just insane. There's a giant portion of your paddock gone. 70 laps of what to me was pretty boring when you consider, you're like, oh, here comes Hamilton, just gonna, you know, work his way through the field again. Everyone else is so much slower because Mercedes' car is just hilariously fast, and he's 3rd. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think it was a fun race to watch? Do you watch F1? Are you a Hamilton fan and you're happy, or you're a Verstappen fan and you're sad that, you know, again, he's getting screwed? Obviously, he didn't qualify the best, but whatever. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Have a conversation with me. Let's be internet friends. As you're going to comment down below, obviously you're going to be scrolling by the subscribe button, so you can click that, and right next to it the little thumbs up, and next to that is the little bell. So subscribe, click the like button, and hit the bell so you know when I'm posting more content. And I will see y'all later. Peace.